All right. Good evening or good morning, depending upon where you are. My name is Meryl. I am president and CEO of Plant-Based Nutrition Movement. And right now, we have the opportunity and the joy of speaking with Melissa Busta. She is an amazing Chicagoland resident who reached out to us and is here for an interview. I'm so excited to have her.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so cool. So let me read you her little bit about her bio, a little bit about her background, and then we will jump right in. Melissa is originally, okay, now I know we're recording, but I need to let who's ever watching this know this is real life. I have a dog with a squeak toy, okay?
We're gonna that little guy.
We're gonna ignore the dog with the squeak toy.
She's having a good time.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, Melissa is from Colorado originally. She is prior military and has lived overseas. She went to the Mississippi University for Women to earn her Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, and she's been a nurse since 2011. She's married and has two furry friends who are rescue cats, which she brought home from the facility where she was volunteering. She has worked with the Red Cross overseas, and she's been an ICU nurse, a research nurse with Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, and she's worked as a clinic nurse, a forensic nurse, and now she is a cardiac nurse. She's been vegan for 8 years, and she is also currently competing to get her pro card in fitness competitions. And like that's not enough, she's also competing to be on the cover of Muscle and Fitness magazine. Boy, look at that! Look at that! I have those too. You just can't see them. They don't fit. That's how that is. So glad to have you here, Melissa. This is great.
Thank you.
Yeah, terrific. Well, let's jump in.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about your background. Like, how did you eat when you were a kid growing up?
Yeah, being from Colorado, I think there's quite a few health conscious people out there. Just being active, there's 364 days of sun in Colorado, so there's a lot of people out and about. I was lucky enough to have a mother who for Easter would make us eat a banana before we were allowed to eat any of our Easter candy. And pop was never allowed in the house. Hardly any chips or anything else, only for maybe cookouts or something along those lines. But we still ate meat, still ate eggs and dairy. So I think I kind of had a good idea that fruits and veggies were healthy for me. And I'll let that roll into why I became vegan. We were stationed in Mississippi at the time that I was going to nursing school. And that state is not as well known for its health and activity. It is one of the most overweight states in our country, unfortunately. And through nursing school, I was always, the one to bring carrots or broccoli in as snacks, while even, nursing teachers were bringing candy and Snickers.
Donuts.
Yeah, donuts. Yes. It was surprising. So the way I became vegan, I was going through the rotation of the OR. Every Wednesday was Fried Chicken Wednesday in that hospital, which was surprising to me. I knew enough that fried chicken wasn't very healthy and was surprised to see that in a healthcare setting. But it sold out. Like, it was so popular that you had to get down there by 1 or nobody else would have any fried chicken. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So we were in that OR room in that rotation, and we were waiting on the surgeon to come in. He was taking extra long. The patient was already sedated, and so we were all looking, where is he? He finally came in, all scrubbed in, and he was laughing, saying, "Took me extra long to scrub the fried chicken grease off my hands." And now this surgeon had just had bariatric surgery and had lost 100 pounds. So this was all very surprising to me. We proceeded to saw open this man's chest, crack open his ribs, and pull out these atherosclerotic plaques. It looks like the fat off of a chicken breast. So that's when the light bulb went off, and I thought maybe this disease process that we're seeing has something to do with what we're putting in our body. So I was excited to learn in nursing school how the disease process was correlated with the food, but that never came. I never learned that kind of nutrition in school. We learned things that we would really never see in our country, like scurvy.
Yeah.
Um,
Leprosy, pellagra,
exactly,
foot and mouth
exactly.
disease. Mhm.
Right, right. Instead of, what's plaguing this country.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of ended up, I graduated from nursing school, went into the ICU and continued to see heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure. So I started just doing a little research on my own. I watched Forks Over Knives, read a few books, and kind of opened Pandora's box. I couldn't stop from there,
Yeah.
and we'll never be able to go back.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's really powerful. I don't think most people have a clear understanding of when you go to nursing school and by extension doctors through medical school that we really don't get training in nutrition. We get, like vitamin A is this and protein is that and fats do this sort of thing. And if the person has kidney disease, back down the potassium. But mostly it's refer them to the dietitian, and doctors don't get a whole lot much more. Maybe, okay, there's something to be said for diabetes, a diabetic diet, or a cardiac diet, but those are not necessarily diets that are going to really keep anyone healthy or prevent or reverse any illnesses, right?
Right,
Yeah, it's
right.
really
We get
something.
a
I don't
whole
think people know that.
mhm. We get a whole class in pharmaceuticals, and we learn all about disease management, but it's just slapping the Band-Aid on it. It's
Yeah,
not talking about how do we stop this from happening in the first place. It's just here's the medication you're going to be on for the rest of your life.
right, right. I think too, a lot of people, over generations of doing that, right? That being the practice, that people just accept that. Okay, well, this is how my life is going to be. This is what the doctor said. I'm never going to be off these statins or this Lipitor or this metformin until it turns into injections, and then I'll never be off of that either.
Hmm.
And people don't have a really clear understanding at all that what we eat is so powerful. We have so much more control over
Yes,
that
it can
stuff.
either be the best medicine or
Yep,
what
the
they
slowest poison. That's the
exactly.
quote,
Yep.
right? Yeah,
Hmm.
true. So true. So tell us, what is an average day in your profession like now? You're in cardiac now, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm on the hospital side with the cardiologist. So I'm what happens before you go in for that open heart surgery. I do stress tests. So, along with EKGs or cardiac monitors that we could be placing, we do stress tests to people who maybe they came in and they were telling their doctor, every time I go up this flight of stairs lately, my chest has been hurting, or I'm more short of breath than usual. So we have 5 different kinds of stress tests we can do for them. Most of them, if they're able to walk, are walking on a treadmill. So we stress their heart and we see how it reacts. We also have medications that we can give them. But it's really rewarding to sit there and have someone hike up a mountain on this treadmill. And because in that time, they have no option but to sit and listen to what I have to say. So while they're sitting there and huffing and puffing, I usually like talking to them about, oh, what do you have planned after this? You're going to lunch. Well, what kind of lunch would you be wanting to have? And, some of them are saying, well, maybe I don't want to go have McDonald's after this. I'm feeling my heart and I'm feeling how hard this is. And then you can, plant that little seed about what would be healthy to go eat after this.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that a lot of people come in thinking, it's genetic. No, my family, my dad had heart disease, my mom had open heart surgery. It's just going to be the next thing that I'm going to have. And it's cool to be able to have that conversation with them. And as a nurse, we get more time with them than
Right.
doctors usually. So being able to talk to them about, what do you do for modifications of your diet, or what kind of exercise and stress levels that they have? It's pretty cool to have that little intervention while
Yeah,
they're in with me.
nice. Are they pretty open to that conversation at that time? Or do you feel like maybe not so much?
Yeah, I think a lot of it maybe has to do with the age groups. You get like the young people coming in, and they're happy to hear like, oh, if I just eat differently, maybe I could reverse this or never have this happen to me. Um, some of the older people, maybe are a little stuck in their ways a little more. But no, I've had quite a few people open to, oh, I can just eat a little healthier. And what do you mean? Eggs aren't very good for me? What? They're full of cholesterol, and that's has to do with the cholesterol medication that I'm taking. So, yeah, it's very good to be able to have people back there. I mean, they're strapped to our treadmill with the EKG, so they can't go anywhere. They got to listen to me no matter what. But yeah, I think in general, people are quite receptive to hearing that maybe they can get off that statin that they're not enjoying the side effects to anyway.
Right,
Yep.
right. Yeah. So one of the projects that we're working on now at Plant-Based Nutrition Movement was we're focused on children's nutrition a lot.
Hmm.
Um, and, so children grow up to be adults, right? And
Hmm.
whatever foundations we lay down for them as kids are generally what they track with until they get adults, until they come to your clinic, and maybe you can talk to them and tell them, that quarter-pound burger or the chicken. Now, I spent some time in Texas. One of their favorite dishes was chicken fried steak. It was
Yes.
battered and fried with gravy. I think I never ate it, but I think that's what it was. But maybe you can get to talk to them about how to change their diet. But wouldn't it be great if we could talk to kids early? So, question would be, when you're talking to your patients, do you ever have an opportunity to say anything to them about, so how are your kids doing, or
Yes.
anything like that?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I get to know them quite well because they're back there with me for a little while. And people love to talk about their family, love to talk about, what they have going on. And summer's coming up, especially. So, everybody's excited to go on all these family vacations. So, yeah, always, how many kids do you have and how old are they? And, you know, just directly how it relates to them. Oh, so if heart disease doesn't necessarily have to run in my family, it's not necessarily fully genetic, then maybe my kids don't have to end up how I'm ending up. Yes. So we always get to talk about that kind of, and especially when it comes to like what is in schools.
Mm,
So there's always the joke of like, what are you going to do after this? Or you're going to go get lunch? Do you want to go down to our hospital cafeteria and get lunch? And we have a pretty good cafeteria. We've got a great salad bar and everything, but everybody's always laughing about hospital food or like school food, but
right,
it's getting better and better, and then you can always talk to them about they're offering options, not just milk in schools, but you can have plant-based milk nowadays.
right.
And they're not just doing, when I went to high school, the pizza line was the longest,
Mhm.
and the fried, I went to high school in Texas actually, so the fried steak lines and the
Oh, yeah.
fried chicken lines were the longest. People would sit down with Doritos, and now sitting there talking to these parents. Yeah, I think it's not only an eye opener for them to hear, oh, this, it doesn't have to be, these diseases that I'm having or afraid that I'm going to have because my mother had. But it can also, I can go home and teach that to my kids, the next generation coming up. And it's best to start them when they're young, then they don't get these pop addictions and all these candy cravings when they know that they can reach for an apple and it has so many more benefits than the Snickers bar that's going to make them crash and feel like crap, and yeah, just not be good for their body.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
great. That's
Mhm.
so powerful. When you have someone's ear and they're open to listening, that you're there and able to, like you said, drop those seeds. That's great.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is where fitness has also helped me be able to reach out to that younger generation. Um, for instance, just the other week, there was a dad in the gym and he brought his younger daughter, and she did not want to go to the gym, thinking it would just be a bunch of meathead men in there, you know, pumping iron. And she saw me working out, and the dad came over with her and was just, she was so happy that there was a woman in the gym who was strong. And he said she wouldn't stop talking about me. And so it was really cool. We went over and we were doing some little ab exercises together and stuff. And she was just asking me, how do you get so strong? And it's really cool to be able to say, it's what I eat, because it really is the kitchen. It's what you prepare. It's how you fuel your body. And being able to talk to her about broccolis and peas and tofus and legumes, and I mean, even oranges have protein. So it's really cool to just be able to say, go eat all these fruits and veggies, which will then make you stronger, which will make you better endurance athlete. It's really cool to have, I mean, fitness and nutrition just go hand in hand.
Right.
It's just an easy correlation. Yep.
So that's a great segue. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing with fitness and bodybuilding and where you are in that whole path. What's going on?
Yeah, so I think I've always just enjoyed going to the gym and working out. Being on military bases, my husband did a lot of PT tests, not himself, but he was the one that ran them.
Okay.
And so I would be out there with people, and especially after we went vegan, you have to do so many push-ups in a minute, right?
Mhm.
And I was able to do more than the guys. So it was, yeah, I'm telling you, plants have it all. So I just kept going into the gym. It was a lot of fun, a good stress reliever for me. And a few people started asking, oh, do you compete in fitness competitions? And I'm like, what is this fitness competition everybody's talking about, right? So 6 months ago, I decided, why not step on stage for one of these, right? So I hired a coach who had not worked with a vegan before and was not sure where I was going to get my protein from. So it was really fun to be able to change his mind around. And in fact, I blew his mind because I was able to recover faster.
Yes.
I was able to lift longer and go heavier than a lot of his athletes that would get this, you know, post muscle soreness.
Mm-hmm.
And so we stepped on stage last Saturday. What is that, 4 days ago now? And so it was my first time ever on stage. I went to a big venue. My coach wanted me to step in front of the federation's head judge that gives out pro cards. So we flew down to Atlanta, and I competed as a true novice, never having stepped on stage before. I got first in true novice. I also competed in novice. That means you've never got a first place medal in your class before. So I got first in novice as well. I also got a third first place medal in my open class, and then won the entire show overall and came home with a crown for the bikini open overall. Yeah. So I just wanted to step on stage and show people you can be vegan. And in fact, it would behoove you to become vegan, because I'm naturally lean. I can train harder and I feel great. People usually go into shows having to, oh no, I have to cut carbs and I can't have this and I can't have that. And they can't even drink water backstage. And here I had papaya, I had mango, I was eating bananas, I was eating everything backstage. And people were wondering, how do you get to do that? How can you do that? Yeah. So it was cool to be able to have that little push as well. Go vegan, and then you can do this too.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you were competing, was that like a stated thing that you were all plant-based, or was that sort of like just happened backstage?
So when you go out on stage, you don't say anything.
Right.
You are only there to show your physique.
Right.
So on stage, nobody knew, but you better believe I'm blowing it up on all my social media accounts. Yeah. And when anybody asks, you know, like, oh, you look great, or what's your secret, or what's your favorite meal, your favorite go-to meal, that's an easy segue of letting people know I'm vegan. It's fun and it's easy.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I just love that. My son is not like a hard training athlete like you are, but he does enjoy going to the gym. And I can tell you, like 2 years ago, he decided he wanted to lose a bunch of weight. Mm-hmm. You know how it is when you're a 19-year-old male, you can just think about losing weight. and he dropped weight, So he dropped a bunch of weight, turned into this like skinny little thing. And he's been plant-based for a while. I think he still occasionally goes out for sushi. That's his weakness, right?
Mhm.
But since then, in the last 2 years, he has just bulked up, and it is all really, I'll say 90 something percent plant-based. It's probably more than that, you know.
Isn't that
He
awesome?
just, yeah,
Yeah.
he outperforms, outlifts, faster recovery than his meat eating buddies, bulks up. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. It really
Yeah.
is.
There's so much food you can have, and then it's not just, "Oh, I'm having a protein shake," but no, I'm having this tempeh or I'm having this tofu that's not only protein, but fiber, phytonutrients, all these phytochemicals. Like there's so much more that goes into like just this. It's not just like a supplement, that all these
Right.
bodybuilders. So I'm there to change minds. Let's go whole food, plant-based, guys.
Yeah. Very
Mhm.
cool. Very,
Yeah.
very cool. And you won first place in all those.
Yes, so next thing
Amazing.
that nationally qualifies me, so next I step on stage on a national stage against hundreds and go for my pro card. So if I win that, you have to get first in your class and you become a professional athlete.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really excellent. Excuse me. Such an accomplishment. Really cool. And you're a nurse, doggone it. Excellent.
Yes, 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 yes. Mhm,
So
working
good.
hard.
So, so good. So I actually did a little bit of looking around for you on social media. You're a little hard to find under Melissa Busta. Even if
Mhm.
I say athlete or vegan or competition or RN, or only place that I found you really was under Melissa Busta PCRM. I was able to find a picture of you.
Yes.
So if people wanted to track you and help you win front cover of this magazine, how would they do that? Where do we go? How do we find you?
Yes. Thanks so much. So I am just recently on social media because there was a lot of sponsors reaching out to me that said you need a public page and you need to be able to promote, So I am now just trying to promote more of myself, which is a strange thing. I would rather just promote plants, but if
Right.
that's through myself,
It
sure.
is.
Um,
It is.
so on Instagram, I am Body by Busta. In between each word, it's an underscore. So body, BODY,
Mhm.
underscore BY, underscore Busta,
Okay.
BUSTA.
Got it.
And on Facebook, it is just Melissa Busta.
Okay.
And to be able to vote for me, so thank you so much for that little segue. I
Yeah,
am
sure.
competing to be on the cover of Muscle and Fitness Hers, which would be incredible. So imagine a vegan on the front of Muscle and Fitness. Um, so that is now going through mid-June. So I can get free daily votes every 24 hours. Everybody can vote for me.
I
And
can
then
vote.
any extra votes that you'd like to give goes to Homes for Wounded Warriors. So it's also for a very good project. There's a prize that's along with these, and it's $20,000. And I'm going to split it between three really great organizations, two of them which are plant based, and one which is a military owned gym.
Mhm.
So please, please, please vote for me as much and as often as you can. But they're both under my bios. But I would be taking home the title of Miss Health and Fitness 2022. So that website, it would be misshealthandfitness.com/2022 / my first name, MELISSA dash BU. It's the first two letters of my last
Just
name.
be you. Okay.
Yep, yep, yep. So you
Dash.
just get on there and you do your little free vote for the day.
Okay.
And the more
We'll
votes,
put
the
that.
better, please.
Yeah, we'll make sure we put that in the notes for this one for sure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, let me ask you another thing too.
Mhm.
It says Miss Health and Fitness. Is the and AND or an ampersand or
Yep, AND.
okay,
MSHEALTH, AND.
okay,
Mhm.
got it. Perfect. Perfect. So now we know how to find you. We know how to vote for you. If there was one thing our audience could do right now to make a difference with their health or to get started bulking up, getting toned, improving their fitness, what would you recommend?
I would say make a plan. So I think what happens in fitness, in eating, whatever it is, um, you don't go to the gym when you didn't plan for it. It's not scheduled in your day. Or you end up stopping by that fast food, that fast food line because you didn't plan for it.
Mhm.
So it's something as simple as just sitting down and having a plan. That will help you stay motivated and then stay dedicated to whatever it is, eating healthier, getting in shape, but just simply make a plan for it in your day, plan ahead, and then you can get healthier that way.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Excellent. That's totally doable. Okay, now I'm going to take it one step farther though,
Okay.
because I am really good at planning.
Okay.
I can plan till the cows come home. Sorry, that's not a very vegan reference.
Yeah.
I can plan till the sun goes down.
There you go.
But if I don't follow through on the plan, if I don't commit to making a difference for myself, then my plans fall flat. What would you say the next step would be after planning?
Yeah. So I think especially in fitness is to know your why, right? So
Mhm.
you can plan all you want and then that can go out the window, but if you think about, okay, I'm planning to have this healthy meal and McDonald's was brought into the office that day, but my why is I want to, I don't know, look incredible in a bathing suit, or I want to be able to just not have the joint pain that I've been having. I'm going to feel incredible after this meal, not the sugar is going to take me and crash me after this. So the why, why are you getting into the gym? Is it so that when you reach 90 years old that you're still healthy cardiovascularly and can run around with your grandkids, always think past that, not just in the moment. Oh, do I want to sit in front of my TV for a half hour or do I want to get up and move around that will benefit my body? Do I
Right.
want to put that hamburger in my mouth or do I want to reach for something healthier that in the long run is going to benefit my body?
Beautiful. That is totally doable. Totally. Yeah,
Okay, good.
great, great. Well, Melissa, we have about run out of time. We're coming up on 30 minutes. Is there anything else you would like to say or add or parting words you'd like to give before we say goodnight?
Well, I just want to tell everybody thanks in advance for voting for me. I think it would be a really great segue to be able to show the community that you can be healthy, that you can, in fact, build muscle on a plant based diet. And let's get a vegan on that cover.
I'm all for it. Yes, I've been voting for you every day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it's shown because I am in first. I've been
Yeah,
in first the entire competition. I get a lot of people from the plant-based community, a lot of my military friends, a lot of my nursing friends, and let's keep it up. So I go into top 5 next week, and then it goes group finals for a week, quarterfinals, semifinals, and then hopefully on that cover.
yeah, so cool, so cool.
Thank
Well,
you.
congratulations, and we wish you all the best. You are doing us proud. Nurses, vegans, all of us, you're doing us proud. You're
Thank
doing
you so much for having me. I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah. All right, we're gonna sign off. Thanks a lot, Melissa.
Thanks. Have
And
a good night or day.
yes, right? And we'll be in touch. We'll stay connected.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
All right.